Greetings, YouTube, from a very rainy Oklahoma. It is homecoming weekend. I've got my Oklahoma State shirt on, and it is not a great time to walk outside and eat barbecue and cheer on your team because it's like 40 degrees and rainy, and that is generally hot chocolate weather for being indoors, not cheering on a football team. But regardless, that's what's going on in Stillwater, Oklahoma today. Hello, all of you across the world that chose to click on this video. I appreciate that you did. I had this moment. Sometimes I feel like, and I know this is going to get a little preachy, but I feel like God puts ideas in my head for videos, and it's like you either need to stop everything and run to your computer to record it, or you are going to lose the moment. I have not been able to land in several months a Quicksilver Special 2 because the AI now is so fast that Quicksilver, no matter how hard I try, waits like a frame before he dashes in. And I think that's my biggest complaint with Quicksilver. It's easier to, in a way, fight him than it is to use him on offense. And maybe I'm the only person who feels that way. But my special attacks oftentimes get blocked because the AI knows that the only move that I'm going to make is the special button. And some of you have complained to me privately, and I need to do a better job, like I am in this video, of talking about it, of saying that now when you go to press your special, the AI just knows where you're going to press and they automatically block. And so when Kabam came out with their statement, if you missed my video, and I get it if you did because there's, a lot of things going on, but Kabam said that in November they're going to update the AI and they're going to make it a very public thing, and that before the AI chose different, they called it outcomes, I think, to where basically it made decisions based off of where it thought you were going to do, but it was random. Look, I'm sorry. I don't buy that for everything. This does not feel random. This feels concocted. This feels artificial. This feels planned. This goes back to one of my number one complaints. I used to support Kabam. I was very naive on everything because I believed that if they stated it publicly, I must be wrong. And I'm not saying that that still can't happen, because it does. But Mordo used to be such a terrible pain to fight. He used to be one of the most common enemies in Map 5, back when Map 5 was like one of the hardest maps. And so I had a friend who was obsessed with Drax. And Drax was a guaranteed Mordo killer because of his unique utility. And so he would go in and he would counter Mordo, and Kabam would, I would guess, expect to make a lot of money off of that Mordo boss. And so they nerfed Drax. And when they nerfed Drax, they talked about frame rate. And they said, hey, sometimes when you use Drax, this happens, and it is unintentional. And what people ended up saying, and this guy's name is Miles, shout out to Miles Homewood, but Miles said, this isn't random. This literally happens every time I bring in Drax, and it's why I ranked up Drax. And back then, Kabam was more open to doing what they should do now and what would save a lot of the stress of the community, and that's they would give out rank down tickets at least once a year. Just imagine if every year, at the end of the year, around the holidays, we knew we were guaranteed in our in-game inbox to get one rank down ticket for all the rarities in the game. Just one. Keep in mind, people have ranked up champions for prestige that no longer matter. They're not top 5. Like, Thor Ragnarok used to be the prestige champion. Now you're telling me that people don't wish they had the 6 stones back and the awakening gems back? And because 6 stones and awakening gems, particularly for 6 stars, are so much cheaper now, and for 5 stars, that you're telling me that you couldn't get people to stay playing the game if you gave them that guaranteed once a year? I think it's a no-brainer. But sometimes things make so much sense that Kabam's not going to do them. Well, all of that is to say, I'm going to hide my webcam here, and I'm just going to see. I mean, it's Terrax. I'm at 73%. He's at 49%. It is a 7-star Terrax on defense. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to show this with my specials. Maybe I'll just try a special one. So I'm going to try to hit. Oh, so that's a great example of trying to tap a special one and have him fire his special before. So that's another problem I see with Quicksilver, is that occurs. And then I end up, just getting knocked out because of the armor breaks. that might be one of the worst interactions possible for Quicksilver. And I'm not saying that I fought great in there, because sometimes you can't blame AI. Sometimes you just need to get good. But I thought I had won that match when I fired my special 2. But that pause, that's small, and that is a frame rate issue. But it's a pro Kabam issue, so they're not going to address it. But that pause had him block my special 2 and then counter, and that's where I thought, this is literally a perfect example of the AI problem that Kabam doesn't want to address. And I can either record it and do a good job of representing the community on it, or I can ignore it, push the idea out of my head because I don't want to get up and stop watching the football game, and suddenly that video is never going to get made. So on the weekends, when I have ideas for videos that can help people, I rush to my computer. That used to be what I did every day, but now I'm in a different town for multiple days during the week, fixing up this house for my girlfriend and her family and getting my house ready for my mom to move in sometime soon-ish. So in the meantime, that is today's video. I hope you got something out of it. And if you have noticed this in other champions besides Quicksilver, let me know in the comments below. I appreciate your feedback.